Have you ever come across a word in English that seemed to mean one thing in one context and something completely different in another? English is full of words that can have vastly different meanings based on how they're used, creating misunderstandings and sometimes amusing situations. In this segment, we'll explore 10 such words with surprising double meanings, helping you understand how to interpret them correctly and use them effectively. Whether you're aiming to sound more fluent or avoid embarrassing mistakes, these examples will enhance your language skills in a fun and memorable way. 1. Bold meaning 1. To fasten or lock something securely, for example, I bolted the door shut. Meaning 2. To leave suddenly and quickly, for example, he bolted out of the room without a word. Explanation. These two meanings are quite different. One implies securing something in place, while the other means fleeing or running away. Understanding the context will tell you if something is being locked down or someone is making a swift exit. 2. Bark meaning 1. The sound a dog makes, for example, the dog barked loudly at the stranger. Meaning 2. The outer layer of a tree, for example, the tree's bark was rough and thick. Explanation. This example showcases a common word used in nature and animal contexts. Knowing the subject of the sentence helps determine if it's about a dog or a tree. 3. Fair meaning 1. Treating everyone equally and justly, for example, she's a fair teacher, giving equal attention to all students. Meaning 2. An event with rides, games, and vendors, for example, we went to the county fair last weekend. Explanation. One meaning of fair refers to equality and justice, while the other is a popular event. The former often applies in contexts of behavior, judgment, or policies, while the latter is used to describe entertainment gatherings. 4. Nail meaning 1. A thin, pointed piece of metal used in construction, for example, he hammered a nail into the wood. Meaning 2. The hard, protective surface at the tip of a finger or toe, for example, she painted her nails bright red. Explanation. Nails in construction and human anatomy are two very different things, but both meanings share a reference to strength and durability in their own ways. 5. Trip meaning 1. A journey or vacation, for example, we went on a trip to Europe. Meaning 2. To stumble or lose one's balance, for example, he tripped over a rock and fell. Explanation. This is a perfect example of a word that can either mean an exciting experience or a minor accident. Pay attention to whether the word is being used with travel or movement to understand the right meaning. 6. Pitch meaning 1. To throw something, typically with force, for example, she pitched the ball to him. Meaning 2. A high or low sound in music, for example, the singer hit a high pitch. Explanation. Here, pitch can either relate to a physical action or the frequency of sound. If you're in a sports or musical setting, you can identify the intended meaning. 7. Jam meaning 1. A sweet spread made from fruit and sugar, for example, I like to put strawberry jam on my toast. Meaning 2. A situation in which things are stuck or blocked, for example, we got stuck in a traffic jam. Explanation. One jam is a delightful addition to breakfast, while the other is a frustrating situation on the road. Both share the idea of concentration, either of flavor or of congestion. 8. Well meaning 1. In good health or good condition, for example, I hope you're doing well. Meaning 2. A deep hole from which water is drawn, for example, they have a well in their backyard. Explanation. While the primary meaning of well is health or wellness, it can also refer to a source of water. When talking about health, it's an adjective. When referring to a water source, it's a noun. 9. Bank meaning 1. A financial institution, for example, she deposited her paycheck at the bank. Meaning 2. The land alongside a river, for example, we had a picnic on the river bank. Explanation. Banks can hold money or run alongside rivers. Financial context clues suggest the first meaning, while nature context points to the latter. 10. Date meaning 1. A day of the year, often used for planning, for example, what's the date today? Meaning 2. A romantic appointment or meeting, for example, she has a date tonight. Explanation: date as a point in time or as a romantic encounter can be distinguished by context. If there's no mention of time or planning, it's likely the social meaning. Conclusion: learning the double meanings of these words not only enriches your English vocabulary but also deepens your understanding of how versatile and nuanced the language can be. Whether you're engaging in a conversation, reading a text, or watching English media, understanding these different meanings will help you interpret the language with greater accuracy and fluency.